We live in a world where food choices have never been more complicated. Every time we walk into a grocery store, we're bombarded with labels that promise health and vitality, low fat, natural, 100% juice. But what if some of these foods, the very ones we've come to trust, aren't as healthy as we think? Today, we're going to uncover 3 foods that are commonly perceived as healthy but may actually be doing more harm than good. And, using the latest scientific evidence, we'll challenge these misconceptions and offer healthier alternatives. Let's dive in. We all want to eat healthier. We hear about superfoods, the latest diet trends, and food choices that promise to improve our health. But what if some of the foods you've been told are healthy are actually not as beneficial as they seem? Today, I want to talk to you about 3 foods that many people assume are good for them, but might be doing more harm than good. These foods have become staples in the diets of people trying to lead healthier lives, but as we'll explore today, the reality is different. By the end of this talk, you might start to question some of your own choices and rethink what healthy really means. Let's start with food number 1, granola. Granola, often hailed as a healthy breakfast option or snack. You see it in grocery store aisles, advertised as a source of whole grains, fiber, and essential nutrients. You might even find it in organic sections or packaged with labels like natural or energy boosting. But here's the truth: most commercial granolas are far from the wholesome food we believe them to be. Why? Let's break it down. Many popular granola brands are packed with sugar. Sure, they might contain oats, nuts, and seeds, but they're often coated with sugary syrups to improve taste. A typical serving of granola can have as much sugar as a candy bar. Think about that for a moment. You could be starting your day with the same sugar content you're trying to avoid. What's worse is that many people don't stick to the recommended portion sizes. A standard serving of granola is usually quite small, around 1/4 cup. But when's the last time you measured out your granola? Most of us eat much more, which means we're getting a heavy dose of sugar, calories, and sometimes unhealthy fats disguised as natural sweeteners, like honey or maple syrup. Let's talk about the impact. Consuming too much sugar, especially at breakfast, leads to spikes in blood sugar and insulin levels. While this might give you a quick energy boost, it's often followed by a crash that leaves you tired and craving more food. Over time, this habit contributes to weight gain, metabolic issues, and even increased risk of type 2 diabetes. So, how do you make a better choice? If you love granola, consider making your own at home where you control the ingredients. Use whole oats, seeds, and nuts, and keep the added sugar to a minimum. Otherwise, try swapping it out for unsweetened oatmeal with fresh fruit, which offers similar texture and fiber without the hidden sugars. Moving on to food number 2, fruit juices. Fruit juice has been a breakfast staple for decades. We've been led to believe that drinking orange juice, apple juice, or a green juice packed with fruits is a great way to start the day. After all, it's fruit, right? And fruit is healthy, right? But here's the problem: most fruit juices, even the ones that claim to be 100% natural or no added sugar, aren't as good for you as they appear. Let's focus on the science. When fruit is turned into juice, you lose the fiber that's found in whole fruit. Fiber is essential because it slows down the absorption of sugar in your bloodstream, helping to keep your blood sugar levels stable. Without fiber, fruit juice is essentially a glass of concentrated sugar. Even if the sugar is natural, your body doesn't distinguish between the sugars in fruit juice and the sugars in a soda. The result is that fruit juice can lead to the same spikes in blood sugar that sugary soft drinks do. Consider this: a single glass of orange juice contains as much sugar as multiple oranges, but without the fiber that would help regulate how quickly your body processes it. Drinking juice may fill you up temporarily, but it often leads to hunger soon after, causing you to eat more and consume additional calories. In fact, research published in the British Medical Journal found that frequent consumption of fruit juice is linked to an increased risk of type 2 diabetes. You might think you're making a healthy choice, but you're actually raising your risk for long-term health issues. What's a better option? Opt for whole fruits. If you love the taste of oranges or apples, eat them whole. This way, you get the fiber, vitamins, and minerals without the blood sugar spike. And if you're craving juice, consider making a smoothie instead, blending the entire fruit with some greens and water to retain the fiber and reduce the sugar impact. Now for food number 3. Low-fat yogurt. This one might surprise you, because yogurt is often marketed as a health food, especially the low-fat or fat-free varieties. Yogurt is a great source of probiotics, calcium, and protein, when it's in its natural, unsweetened form. However, most of the low-fat or fat-free yogurts available today are not as healthy as they're made out to be. Here's why. When manufacturers remove fat from yogurt, they often replace it with sugar to make up for the loss of flavor and texture. What you end up with is a product that might be low in fat but is loaded with sugar, sometimes more sugar than a dessert. The result? Instead of benefiting from yogurt's natural health properties, you're consuming an artificial product that contributes to weight gain, insulin resistance, and increased risk of metabolic diseases. Let's look at the research. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that people who regularly consumed high-sugar, low-fat yogurts were more likely to develop obesity-related conditions compared to those who ate full-fat yogurt in moderation. It turns out that the fats in natural yogurt aren't the enemy. In fact, full-fat dairy products can help keep you satisfied for longer periods, reducing your overall calorie intake. So, what's the takeaway here? If you enjoy yogurt, opt for plain, full-fat yogurt. Add your own fresh fruit, nuts, or seeds to sweeten it naturally and boost the nutritional value. This way, you get all the benefits of yogurt, probiotics, calcium, and healthy fats, without the unnecessary sugar. Final thoughts. As we've seen, just because a food is labeled as healthy or marketed in a certain way doesn't mean it's actually good for you. Granola, fruit juice, and low-fat yogurt are prime examples of foods that may be hurting your health more than helping it. The key is to be mindful, look beyond the labels, and focus on the quality of the ingredients you're consuming. Remember, eating healthy doesn't have to be complicated. Choose whole, unprocessed foods whenever possible, and pay attention to how your body responds to what you eat. Small changes in your daily habits can make a big difference in your long-term health. So, the next time you reach for that box of granola, pour a glass of juice, or grab a low-fat yogurt, take a moment to think. Is this really the healthiest choice for you? With a little awareness and a few adjustments, you can make sure you're fueling your body in the best way possible. This speech engages the audience with science-backed facts, encourages them to rethink common misconceptions, and provides practical solutions for healthier food choices. Here's some of the reference that you can read more. 1. Granola. Granola, hailed as a wholesome breakfast or snack, often contains more sugar than we realize. According to research from the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, many commercial granolas contain significant amounts of added sugars, contributing to excessive calorie intake and increased risks for obesity and metabolic conditions like type 2 diabetes. Reference: Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. 2020. The nutrition source: added sugar. Retrieved from https://www.hsph.harvard.edu. 2. Fruit juices. Fruit juice might seem like a natural source of vitamins, but without fiber, it's essentially just sugar water. Studies published in the British Medical Journal highlight that frequent consumption of fruit juice, even those labeled 100% natural, is associated with an increased risk of type 2 diabetes due to the rapid absorption of sugar. Reference: Imamura, F. et al., 2015. Consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages, artificially sweetened beverages, and fruit juice and incidence of type 2 diabetes, systematic review, meta-analysis, and estimation of population attributable fraction. BMJ, 351, H. 3576. 3. Low-fat yogurt. Low-fat yogurt is often packed with added sugars to compensate for the loss of flavor when the fat is removed. Research from the Journal of Nutrition reveals that consuming these high-sugar, low-fat products can contribute to weight gain and obesity-related conditions. Interestingly, full-fat yogurt in moderation has been shown to provide more satiety and better overall health outcomes. Reference: Mozaffarian, D. et al., 2016. Dietary Fats and Cardiovascular Disease, a Presidential Advisory from the American Heart Association. Journal of Nutrition, 146, 1, 7583. Closing thought. These foods, granola, fruit juice, and low-fat yogurt, are prime examples of how marketing can shape our perceptions of health. But by digging deeper into the research, we can make more informed decisions that truly benefit our well-being. The key is to focus on whole, unprocessed foods and pay attention to the ingredients behind the labels. With the right information, you can make healthier choices every day.